Hey guys, Sean here. Today I'll be profiling my Buster Blader Dragon Ruler deck. Dragon Rulers really is a deck you can just combine with pretty much any dragon deck, and I think combining Buster Blader with Dragon Rulers is a really good combo. There's a lot of really cool synergies with the deck, so I'm really excited to show it off. We'll add this to the list of different Buster Blader variants on the channel, so let's get into the profile. Let's begin with the Buster Blader engine. We have 3 copies of Buster Whelp. This is your main 1-card starter for your Buster Blader engine. On normal summon, it will search you any Destruction Sword card. It's a light level 1 tuner, so it's kind of important for some of your synchro plays. Its effect only triggers on normal summon. One of the reasons why this is so good with Dragon Rulers is because they don't use up your normal summon. You can use cards like Tempest to search this. There's some great synergy there. Being a level 1 tuner is great as well because it gives you access to your synchro plays. This and a Dragon Ruler is a level 8 synchro, which can go directly into your Buster Dragon. So of course we max out on triple copies of Buster Whelp. Next up, 2 copies of Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. This can be the original Buster Blader. There's pros and cons to running the Retrain or the OG. However, in this build I think we can go with the Retrain. Its effect really doesn't matter. It's if a card in the field is destroyed, you can equip that monster from the graveyard to itself, and then you can send a card equipped to this card to the graveyard to destroy all monsters your opponent controls with that monster type. So if you destroy a Cyberus monster, equip a Cyberus monster to Buster Blader, and then use his effect, you'll be able to destroy all Cyberus monsters your opponent controls. It's a cool effect, but for the most part you're not going to be summoning Buster Blader. You're going to be using this fusion material for the Fusion Buster Blader, but the main reason we run this guy is because you can dump him off of your Protector Whelp, which you cannot do with the original Buster Blader. It's important we run 2 copies because if we hard draw into this, we won't be able to use our Prologue if we're only running 1. So, 2 copies of Buster Blader. Next up, 1 copy of your Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. If this card is equipped to a Buster Blader monster, your opponent cannot splash its own monsters from the extra deck. So, a really good lock. The main way you're going to be equipping this to your Buster Blader monsters is by using your Buster Dragon, which can equip him from your graveyard to one of your Buster Blader monsters. And what's really cool about this card is that, in combination with the Dragon Rulers, you can dump this card using your Chasma, copying the effect of Tidal to dump this to the grave. So, really good extra deck lock, definitely run the 1 copy. Next up, 3 copies of your Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman. You're going to be searching this off of your Buster Whelp, and its effect is, for cost, you're going to send a Buster Blader monster and a Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard in order to special summon your Buster Dragon directly from the extra deck. The 2 cards it sends for cost are really important because you're going to be sending a Buster Blader monster and a Destruction Sword card, being 2 copies of your Destruction Sword Memories, which has the effect where, while it's in the graveyard, you can banish it along with fusion material for a Buster Blader fusion monster and fusion summon that monster. So essentially the combo is your normal summon Whelp, Whelp searches Prologue, you're going to link off Whelp to get him into the grave, then you're going to activate your Prologue, which will dump a Buster Blader monster and your memories, and then you have a Dragon and Buster Blader in the graveyard, so you can activate your memories effect to fusion summon your Buster Blader fusion monster. So we run this ratio here, we max out on Prologue because we really want to see it, and we run 2 copies of memories because we can summon 2 Buster Blader fusion monsters in this deck. So triple Prologue and 2 memories. That's it for the Buster Blader stuff. We'll go into the Dragon Rulers now. We have 3 copies of, what the fuck is his name?
Spectral, how dare you!
I fucking knew it, man. We have 3 copies of your Spectral, which is a very good card in the deck. Your main starter for your Dragon Ruler monsters. Its effect is you can discard it along with a Dragon monster or a Light monster in order to add 2 Dragon Ruler monsters from your deck to your hand. Not only is this setting up your Dragon Ruler plays, but it's also putting a dragon in the graveyard, which is really good for your fusions with your Destruction Sword Memories, but also good for banishing off of your Dragon Ruler effects. So this card is insane. We definitely maxed it out at 3 copies. Next up, we run 1 each of the Baby Rulers. So we have 1 Lightning, 1 Reactan, 1 Stream, and 1 Burner. They'll have the effect where you can discard themselves along with a dragon or a monster with their same attribute in order to special summon their corresponding Dragon Ruler from the deck. So Lightning would summon Tempest, Reactan would summon Redox, Stream would summon Tidal, and Burner summons your Blaster. These are great because you can search them off of your Spectral, and they fill up your graveyard with dragons, so 1 copy of each is all you need. Next up for the big rulers, we run 2 of each, so we have 2 Tempest, 2 Redox, 2 Blaster, and 2 Tidal. Now all of your Dragon Rulers have 3 different effects, but they share a lot of effects in common. They can all be special summoned from the hand or graveyard by banishing either 2 dragons or 2 monsters with their same attribute from your graveyard. So for example, if you have Tempest in the grave, you can banish 1 wind monster and 1 dragon to special summon itself, or you can banish 2 dragons or 2 winds. For the most part, you're just going to be banishing dragons to get these guys out. If they're special summoned this way, they're going to bounce back to your hand during your opponent's end phase, which won't really come up because we're going to be using them as material anyway. Also, if they're banished, you can search a dragon monster of their attribute. This will only come up for your Dragon Ruler engine. You can't search any of your Buster Blader stuff off this effect, but it's their unique effects that really make them super strong in this deck. Tempest lets you discard itself and a wind monster to add any dragon from your deck to your hand. Redox lets you discard itself and an earth monster to special summon any monster from your graveyard. Blaster can discard itself and a fire to pop a card in the field. And Tidal can discard itself and a water monster to dump any card from your deck to the grave. So it may be restrictive where you have to specifically discard a card of their attribute. However, we can use Chasma in our X deck to copy their effect without having to pay the cost. Meaning that if we get Chasma on the field, we can use Chasma's effect, copy the effect of Tempest, and immediately just add ourselves any dragon in the deck, which will usually be our Buster Whelp. There's some other great synergy as well. Tidal can be used to dump your Buster Dragon Destruction Sword. Redox can special summon some of your cards from the graveyard, and being able to pop cards with your Blaster is really good, so I run 2 copies of each of the Dragon Rulers. Next up, one Magnamhut, just a good card in any dragon deck. You can use it as a hand trap because it banishes any light or dark from the graveyard to special summon itself. It's a quick effect if your opponent has a monster on the field, and on summon will search you any dragon monster during the end phase. So, just a fantastic card. Can't go wrong with adding one Bystial Magnamhut to pretty much any dragon deck. For the hand traps, we have triple Ash. Now the hand traps serve more of a purpose than just being interruptions. Because Ash is a fire, you can actually discard this card off of Blaster to pop stuff. Or you can even banish it to be able to special summon your Blaster from the grave. But of course, Ash is just a fantastic hand trap, fits in pretty much any deck, great against multi armies and stuff like that. Next up, triple Droll. Again, Droll is really good into a lot of matchups, but it's also a wind, so you can discard this with your Tempest to search any dragon monster in the deck. Next up, triple Imperm. This can be a monster hand trap if you'd like, but I just think Imperm is really good, especially since the canines are all around the place. This doesn't play into canines, so I think Imperm is a really good hand trap to run. And then, not a hand trap, but just a good staple, triple Forbidden Droplets. Board breakers are good, and Droplet is just a great card to have. You can switch this out with whatever you want, but I think Droplet is really good in this deck. And finally, one Talents, pretty much just good in any deck. It's a one-of, so you might as well play it. And that's it for the main deck. Next up, onto the extra deck, we have 2 copies of your Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsmaster. This is our main boss monster of the deck. Needs a Buster Blader and 1 Dragon Monster, which we're going to be using your memories to use material from the graveyard to summon this. Its effect is, Dragon type monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects. This means monsters on their field, in their hand, in their grave, any dragon monster in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects. This completely turns off Bystials. This can really hit Draco Tail. It also gains 1000 attack and defense for each dragon type monster on the field or in your opponent's graveyard, and it does piercing. Completely shuts down dragon decks on its own, but even against regular decks, you can still shut down your opponent's monsters by using your Buster Dragon, which you're going to be summoning off your Prologue, and Buster Dragon, while it's on the field, turns all your opponent's monsters to dragon type. So you can see how this combination is really strong. Buster Dragon turns your opponent's monsters to dragon type, and your Buster Blader prevents them from activating their effects. Buster Dragon also has the effect where you can target a Buster Blader monster you control and equip a Destruction Sword card from your graveyard to it as an equip spell. This allows you to equip your Dragon Buster, your extra deck lock, to your Buster Blader to be able to not only lock your opponent out of activating monster effects on the field, but prevent them from summoning cards from the extra deck. And finally, because Buster Dragon is a level 8 synchro, we can play a copy of Hot Rod Dragon Archfiend Abyss. It is a Dark Dragon, so you're able to go Buster Dragon and a level 1 tuner, being your Buster Whelp, to go into Hot Rod Dragon Archfiend Abyss, which is just a really strong boss monster, quick effect, target any card in the field, and negate its effects. So really good synergy with the deck, definitely run this little package here. Next up, 1 Protector Whelp. A generic link 2 just needs any 2 monsters. On summon, it will dump a Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard, and then it can special summon a Buster Blader monster from your hand. The dumping effect is great because it can set up your Dragon Buster, but the effect of summon a Buster Blader won't really come up, but it also has the effect where, during the end of the battle phase, if your Buster Blader did not attack, and if your opponent has no monsters on the field, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of your Buster Blader monster. This can be a good way to inflict damage to your opponent because your Buster Blader cannot attack directly, so this can be a good way to mitigate that if your opponent has no monsters on the field. But the main effect of this is to dump a card, so 1 copy of Protector Whelp. Onto the Dragon Ruler stuff, we have 2 copies of your Chasma and 1 copy of your Eclipse. They both just need 2 level 7 monsters, which all of your Dragon Rulers are. Chasma has the quick effect where you can detach a material and send any Dragon Ruler monster from your deck to the grave in order to apply that monster's effect. So if you send something like a Tempest from your deck to the graveyard, you can search any Dragon monster in the deck. You can only use one effect of your Dragon Ruler monsters per turn, but Chasma will bypass this restriction, so if you already used Tempest's effect to special summon itself, since Chasma copies the effect of Tempest, you're still able to search a Dragon monster. It's also a quick effect pop for your opponent's turn, quick effect send a card from deck to grave, quick effect special summon a monster from the graveyard. It's just fantastic. So many different applications this card can do. And your Eclipse is a spell trap negate, but also on summon, you can target one level 4 or lower Dragon Ruler monster in your graveyard or banishment, and special summon a level 7 Dragon Ruler monster from your deck with the same attribute, but then shuffle that monster into the deck. So a really cool way of just getting out a level 7 Dragon Ruler, and recycling some of your banished Dragon Rulers, but the main reason we use this card is for the spell trap negate, so this is the ratio of Dragon Ruler Xyz monsters I run. Next up, one Typhon. Typhon's just a great card to run in pretty much any deck. Prevents your opponent from activating cards with over 3k attack, and you can detach a material to bounce any monster from the field to the hand. So really nice in grind games. You can replace this with anything, but I think it's pretty good in this deck, so one copy of Typhon. One copy of your Striker Dragon, one copy of Spheres for your 2 Dragon Link monsters. Striker Dragon is only important for linking off your Buster Whelp, so that you can get a Dragon Engraved so you can do your Buster Blader combo. And Spheres is just a fantastic card in any Dragon deck. Tribute itself to bounce a card, and then if it's tributed, special summon any Dragon monster from the deck. So these cards are essential for the deck. And for the final generic links, we have 1 SP, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Access Code Talker. The deck doesn't really pop too much. We have Blaster, but I think having Access Code Talker as a way to swing for game and to pop a bunch of cards is really good. Unicorn can spin stuff and is a great way to go into Access Code Talker. And SP, of course, is a very good generic card, but it's also very cool in this deck because if you're going first, you can actually summon this and then banish your own Dragon Rulers from the graveyard to use their effects. So a really cool use for SP in this deck, but of course SP is just a fantastic card in general. So these are the final Link monsters I run in the extra deck. Alright, so that's it for my Buster Blader Dragon Ruler deck. Overall, very happy with this deck. I think the synergies are really cool. A really fun way to play both Buster Blader and Dragon Rulers. I feel like these decks are pretty much made for each other, so definitely let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any suggestions or ideas, definitely let me know. If you want to build this deck in real life, definitely consider checking out our TCG player affiliate link in the description. Using that link to buy cards will directly support the channel and help Luke and I keep up with the content. If you also want to support the channel, make sure you consider becoming a member. Members get access to all of our videos as soon as we make them. Shoutouts to all of our members: Ron Eel, Jojo TCGs, John Cran, Emeric Humbert, Johnny, and Dragon God 2025. Thank you all so much for the continued support. We really appreciate it. And again, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more content.